We have dedicated a set of modules to the functions made available to AI users via the different tabs. We know that the job stream is the organizing object found at the heart of the AI services. The Analysis tab is the topic of this video. It provides the bulk of services devoted to developing insights and a better understanding of the individual job stream. The Analysis tab shows the successive executions of job stream runs over time. These tools provide several views of many data points like job structure, runtimes, averages, performance, SLA compliance, and more. The Analysis tab contains many visual aids and drill-down features to improve job design in the scheduling solutions. In that sense, AI is not only a monitoring and supervision solution, it further presents opportunities to optimize IT operations by analyzing important aspects like critical paths and pointing out deficiencies. We'll consider those features. The focus of the Analysis tab is the individual job stream and its successive runs. Every time a batch process mapped to an AI job stream runs in the scheduler, a matching run is generated in AI. This means that if your automated business application runs 5 times a day, you'll have 5 job stream runs in AI for each of those days. AI is then able to break down the job stream into its most basic parts, providing actionable data like runtimes, averages, average late time completions, and inventories of dependencies, conditions, and resources. In doing so, AI is able to reveal design flaws and inefficiencies, making it possible for job owners to streamline their processes, optimize batch windows, and lower overall workload. The analysis tools give us the ability to analyze each of these runs based on an extensive list of capabilities. Component parts that were skipped, those parts of the critical path, external and cross-instance dependencies, actual versus average runtimes, missed SLAs, and much more. At the end of the day, these functions provide a complete map of our critical jobs, which we can use to improve IT operations and the business at large. The tab only shows past executions, but never the current ones. This is one of the most basic characteristics of the tab. Its role is not a monitoring or supervision one, but analysis. It's even in the name of the tab. We're looking at past executions only as a way to bring improvements to our processing configurations. For this video, we use a simple example of a workflow that runs every 10 minutes with varying runtimes to model what we would normally see with a typical batch process. A matching job stream was created in AI with the last job set to the target job. We'll use this job stream to do a complete rundown of the Analysis tab. Right away, we notice several things. This is an atomic workflow, which is comparable to an autosys box. This parent is identified with the box symbol and the light brown bar running across the screen. It contains the individual jobs. They have either red or gray icons. Red shows critical path jobs, which need to complete for the overall process to be deemed successful. The critical path is one of the things we try and condense using analysis functions. The gray jobs are not in the critical path. AI performs behind-the-scenes analysis of the job stream and makes that determination based on previous runs, even though operationally they may hold up progress. You notice the dotted blue and red lines. The blue line represents the average end time of the job stream, and the red line represents the SLA defined for the job stream. So at a glance, you can see if the run you are looking at exceeded the average end time for the job stream or the SLA. This screen shows a single run at a given date and time. If you want to look at another run, we can use the date and run dropdowns. The calendar shows the days on which the job stream runs were recorded in AI. Any day in red has runs, and you can display those by selecting the date. Each time the process runs in the scheduling tool, a matching job stream run is generated in AI, and so this is the entire record for that day. You can come back to any of these anytime you want and compare a particular run with any of the others. We can adjust the display scale. We have a number of tab icons. Let's go through some of them and explain why they're important. Job search tools are available throughout the clients. In the case of this job stream, you probably won't need search because the list of jobs is fairly small. But in the case of long and complex processes with multi-level subprocesses, searching becomes very important. We have multiple jobs containing the word price. The same principle applies to expanding, collapsing compound objects in the job stream. In our present situation, this won't help much given the simplicity of our process. But in the case of multi-level embedding, you might want to collapse one workflow and expand another to simplify the view. You can select a workflow or box and collapse it. In the same vein, you can search for your target job. Again, in the case of very long multi-level compound processes, your target job might be buried under layers of processes and difficult to find. If you need numeric data for a particular job or process, you select it and use the info icon. JobStream details contain all the information for this particular run of the job stream. We've selected this job. When we invoke the job details window, you get all the relevant information regarding the job. Under properties, you'll see information regarding the source object itself, parent, job type, host or system, estimated runtime in seconds, as well as many scheduler-specific job properties. The Run tab shows all the information pertaining to this particular run, start time, runtime, and so on. The Conditions tab shows all the conditions required for the job to start within the scheduler. This includes conditions on the completion of other jobs, date and time conditions, and so forth. The red icons are collapse and expand functions, as well as search, but only for critical path jobs. Critical path objects are shown in red. You can navigate the critical path with the arrows while ignoring the other jobs. The plus sign expands the process based on the critical path. This set of icons displays connecting relationships between the objects. This icon shows the critical path links. This icon shows the cross-instance dependencies, in situations where a job may have a dependency on a job in another instance. This other instance may be of the same scheduler type or an entirely different type. For example, if you have a job in AutoSys dependent on a mainframe job like CA7, this dependency line will be used to show it. You can display the physical links to the predecessors and successors. This icon displays the average runtime on top of the current job run, showing the relative performance of this particular run. In certain situations, jobs will be withheld on the scheduler for any number of reasons, and this will be reflected in AAI. The job run won't be there, but because AAI has a record of past executions, it will expect that run and will inform you of the non-execution. You can display those missing executions with this button. The Unlinked Run button shows runs that were part of the same job stream but didn't have a physical link, again for any number of reasons, such as a mismatched cycle of execution. Unlinked runs and no runs are advanced concepts, and so they're covered in Part 2 as a result. Finally, this last icon will bring up all the view settings described with more details in an interactive dialog box. In the Lines tab, you can set the options we've just explained: the red critical path lines, the green cross-instance dependencies, the predecessors and successors, with additional capabilities. In the case of embedded dependencies, you can set a limit on the number of levels. You can also include or exclude non-running predecessors and successors and custom dependencies. For average durations, again a few more options. For example, we can focus on critical path jobs or all of them. We can also selectively show jobs that run longer, shorter, or all of them. Unlinked runs and no runs are explained in Part 2 of the Analysis module. We have the reference icon. This shows a comprehensive list of all icons, symbols, lines, and colors for the entire interface.